This episode is presented by Pepsi.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
That deserves a Pepsi.
I want an omelet now.
They're not for sale.
Don't care how. I want it now.
She was a bad egg. This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scher.
And I'm Casseroles. No, I'm Nicole and Iedy.
And I feel like I thought that you actually thought that you had them convinced that you were for Casseroles because it was a very convincing acting job. And I feel like I, as your scene partner, left you high and dry. I feel like I didn't know how to channel Gene Wilder.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't expect you to. I've learned that, taking the brunt. Is it the brunt or the grunt?
Definitely Brunt.
I'm taking the brunt.
Emily Brunt.
I'm taking the brunt of the word. Of the acting, just like always like 100%, giving 100, expecting 0. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I don't think I'd be a naturally talented actor. I don't even think I could
disagree.
work. You think I could?
Yeah, if you applied yourself.
I don't know. I think I'm better at like vomiting out facts
like
about
improv
things.
You're
like
an improv guy?
Did you know that Roald Dahl hated the Gene Wilder casting?
Yes, I did actually. You're not that
Factory.
special for
I'm
knowing
not that special. Did you know that Gene Wilder refused to do the movie
unless
he could do the somersault scene with the king getting stuck in the cobblestones? Oh my God, that's so fun. We both know the same amount. Roald Dahl, like, don't look up his opinions.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
great author, crappy person, maybe?
Yeah, well, there was some stuff. The sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was
Through the Looking Glass?
No, that
was Alice in Wonderland.
It was the Great Glass Elevator. It was about...
Oh, see, well, I knew it was about glass.
Moon. Well, that's not what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about, are expensive eggs actually worth it? Because this is a question that we actually get asked a lot.
Yeah,
is there any
of
difference
course.
between the eggs at the supermarkets? Because when you go to the egg aisle, you know how it is, an entire aisle of room temperature eggs. The egg aisle,
they're not room temperature.
I'm kidding. When you go to the egg case, there are so many different varieties and so many different brands, and I have been on record as stating that eggs are one of the things that I pay more money for deliberately because, one, I'm not feeding a family of 4, and I don't even eat breakfast at home in the mornings. And so I'm basically using them for cooking, or I'm making lovely little eggy brunchy treats on the weekends.
Okay.
And so for me, the quality is matched by the price, and I get the brands of eggs that I like that I know taste significantly better, and I'm fine paying, $9 a dozen for them.
What is the definition of a good tasting or high quality egg?
A good tasting egg. So this will all come home to roost later, because what I would have said before researching for this podcast is that, to me, the number one thing I look for in an egg is the color of the yolk. So I'm looking for color of the yolk. I'm looking for tightness of the whites. I'm looking for an actual deep, what I would only call like an eggy flavor, right? To me, a dark orange yolk is the sign of a great egg. A dark orange yolk tastes better. It has a better mouthfeel. I think a dark orange yolk in an egg signifies a higher quality of egg, which will even signify how that white cooks up, because I think lower quality eggs have looser, runnier egg whites. And that's all what I would have said before, like a couple days ago when we started researching for this podcast, because it turns out not exactly the case.
Okay.
Yes.
But you kind of mentioned, out of the 3 factors that you use to define a good egg, 2 of those were visual and 1 of those were taste.
Yes, but I don't think you can separate the visual from taste. So there's
in the case of eggs.
In the case of a lot of food.
Interesting.
I think, and not the you eat with your eyes first, but no, I think there are visual cues that can help you anticipate how something is going to taste in a way that is more pleasurable to the overall senses of human.
Okay.
And a lot of people have done really good stuff on this. Ethan Chlebowski made a really fantastic video. He's a fantastic.
I love
YouTube
watching
chef.
his videos. He's very talented.
He rips, man. Great practical cooking tips. Come on the show. We should have Ethan on there. We probably should have had him for this to rehash it. But yeah, either way. But he made a fantastic video essay about expensive eggs and the reason color change happens in eggs. And this is something that I knew before I liked it. Go ahead.
Diet.
It's all diet, right?
I was going to say egg diet. No, chicken diet.
Do you think the chickens are eating eggs to then lay eggs? Is that what you
think?
think?
Sometimes they do.
I guess sometimes they do feed
Sometimes
chicken,
they do, actually. But no, of course not.
Mostly bugs and flowers.
Yes.
Mostly bugs and flowers. If you eat orange things, the yolk will turn more orange. Dan Barber famously once fed chickens a diet of just spicy red peppers because chickens cannot recognize capsaicin and then turned their yolks bright red. But for me, I remember going to France. I went to France for the first time, and I got a normal-ass, like, croque madame, and the yolk on that egg was bright orange. So I have these, like, food memories associated with the first time I saw a bright orange egg yolk on food, and that was a really good croque madame. Was it because I could have tasted the difference between that orange yolk egg and your normal mass-produced grocery store egg blind? I don't think so. In fact, I am 100% sure that I could not do that. But it's still this taste and sense memory that I have that still means a lot to me. So when I'm cooking brunch on the weekends, a dark orange yolk, I would pay a quarter. I would flick a quarter at a genie if I cooked a pale yellow yolk and served it sunny side up on my little weekend brunch. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
If I could flip a quarter to a genie to turn that yolk darker orange, I would. I'd pay a quarter every time. Because that's what I'm actually doing, is I'm paying an extra quarter per egg for that dark yellow yolk.
Is flicking a quarter at a genie something that people say?
No, just me.
Is this a new saying?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how my brain is different, but you know what I mean?
I'm loving this. I know what you're saying. It's
Will
like,
Smith, live action Aladdin, Will Smith genie.
I'll see what you're saying. So it's like your tax. It's like your genie tax.
Correct. And that's how I view like value in life, right?
Okay. Well, I never knew that about you.
The problem is I'd flick too many quarters
at the genie.
At genies to do a lot of things for me, and so I would end up broke. Because one quarter don't sound like a lot, but it's
20. It's
12 quarters per carton. You know, times say you're feeding a family 3 cartons per. That adds up.
Yeah, and also lugging around a bunch of quarters, boring. Like,
I know.
heavy.
God. Oh, you're from Beverly Hills. Is the only city that will. Do they have a card on their freaking parking meters?
They do
yet?
now. Yeah, they do.
Okay, because last time I was there, I got a parking ticket because I didn't have any quarters, and I had to go to a chiropractor in Beverly Hills.
You could just use dimes and nickels.
If I have dimes and nickels, I probably have quarters. I have no change. I haven't used cash in years.
Okay, Josh, I think it's nice for us to also define like what are, because there's so much lingo, like when you go to the egg, you said egg case?
The egg store. When you go to the egg store. Yeah, do you call it the egg case?
I just call it the egg section, or just go into the eggs. Go into the eggs.
We're going to the eggs.
So when we're going over to the eggs,
yeah,
there's so much lingo. There's pasture-raised, there's cage-free, there's organic, no added hormone, all that stuff. I think we should sift through what these things mean, because free range means something, and we should find out, and they should find out what that means.
Free range, and a lot of these are all individually decided by various agencies that actually create these labels, right?
Yes.
You see the KSA sticker. KSA sticker? Is it the kosher one?
Kosher, yeah.
You know, it's like something that is a governing board that is taking money. Similar with the Green USDA certified organic. They have all of their actual tenets listed out on a website. The interesting thing about free range is when you say free range egg, you probably imagine like a happy chicken like running around
They're free.
on a field. They're free,
They're
right?
Free, going,
They're free to roam.
I'm looking around.
And free range chicken is like a prisoner getting yard time. You know, we're like, they get to play outside. What? That's it. It's the whole industrial food system's a nightmare. We all participate in it, and it's fun.
I'm sad.
Don't be sad. We get to eat their unfertilized ovum. Yeah, so what free range actually means, free range eggs come from hens with the potential to access an outdoor area, though that outdoor area can be quite small, and not all the hens actually go outside. And so if you're buying...
That's
so they
sad.
basically, the hens are, cooped up, and then there's a potential for them to roam. And
they have the potential to roam, but they're not encouraged to roam?
Well, it's like a Stockholm Syndrome thing. If you kind of grew up, they're not growing up in the, like, actual pasture. Whereas pasture-raised eggs, if certified humane, again, certification comes in all this, come from hens with 108 square feet of outdoor space per bird, allowing for a more natural environment. So
how big is 108 square feet?
108 square feet.
Is that like a closet, a bathroom, a one-bedroom?
10 by 11.
Is this room 10 by 11?
10 feet by 11 feet. This is significantly bigger than... So probably about half this room, I'd say, is 108 square feet.
Per chicken. So per chicken.
Yeah, I believe it's
so where
chicken,
Maggie
right?
is? So Maggie's the chicken.
Maggie, you're the chicken. Can you look at...
Bok. Yeah.
There it is. That's
so
pretty
where
good.
Maggie is like where the chicken can roam. One chicken can roam.
Can you do more of like an Alan Tudyk voicing Hey Hey from Moana?
Oh, well, I can't compete with the master.
Try.
Okay.
That was so good.
That was really good, actually. It's like
Legit.
7 out of 10 Tudics on the Tudic scale. The Tudicometer. Tudicometer sounds like you're measuring. Never mind.
Like Tutankhamun?
No, not that. Two dicks.
Because Alan has two dicks. Okay.
Yeah, that's not. No, his name is Alan Tudyk.
He
went to Juilliard.
But you know how like people's last names represent like what they did? Like Hendizadeh means born in India.
Yeah.
But Tudyk is
No,
not.
I don't think that. No, I don't believe it comes from that. I don't think
I thought it was.
pasture-raised. Are you somebody that, and this isn't to out you as a monster, are you somebody that buys your food with some sort of like moral impetus? Like,
yeah, of course, sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Yeah, of course, sometimes.
Well, of course, sometimes. But like, are you somebody that goes out of your way to like support local farms?
Yes.
You just said that like Borat when he doesn't understand something. Yes. I farm. Well, all food technically comes from farms. California has a lot of farms. They're local to someone.
Well, let me tell you. So, like, I try to buy organic when I can, especially with my produce.
Yeah.
With my eggs, I don't take that many precautions as much as I do. I kind of like outweigh the pros and cons. Like, I don't want to spend $12 on a carton of eggs. Yeah. I don't want to do that.
Are any of them up to 12?
Mm-hmm. Of
Which
course.
ones? Because there's the True Blues.
There's some organic.
The True Blues are expensive.
When I go grocery shopping, I don't physically go that often. I'm a very busy person. Like, I don't necessarily like go to the grocery. Sometimes I just order from Amazon Fresh because it's convenient for me. Like, I just do. I barely go to the farmer's market. I don't. I'm not that kind of. At this point in my life, time and career, and who I am, I don't have the ability to get up and go to a farmer's market. I just don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people that are
Do you wish
listening to this,
you did? Do you wish you were one of those people?
Josh, all I want in my life is to wake up at noon and like go to the farmer's market and cook delicious food for my family and my friends and you guys. And then I don't know, like watch TV and like watch movies and hang out with my friends and family and like get a dog and hang out with my cats and like have like a garden and then sleep at like 9. That's all I want to do.
Ironically, this podcast is preventing you from being a more moral person.
No, this job in total is.
What if you and I commit? What if you and I commit right now? Because I have been not guilt per se, but I think I'm at a point in my life, a 32-year-old, thinking about bringing more life into this world, where I'm like, I should try and at least practice more what I preach in terms of the food that I source, you know? And so I've been thinking about, I used to be part of like a community-supported agriculture group, get a box dropped off, and then I just kind of like moved and forgot to update my address and just like stopped, right? Or I moved out of range and didn't find another one. I'm going to get back to it.
Okay.
You know, because I can't.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna join a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture, and I'm gonna get local eggs and produce delivered to my doorstep every week.
So I use Amazon Fresh to order a lot of my groceries, and honestly, what I do is I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna buy a carton of eggs. I eat eggs at home a lot. I'm a big egg eater, so is my husband. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy 12 eggs, but they also have 18. So I'm not gonna buy the 18 because I don't think we're gonna be home for breakfast that often. So this is literally my thought process. I go, okay, I'm not going to be spending $12 a carton on eggs because that doesn't make sense to me. $1 an egg does not make sense. It's like $4 for an avocado. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. And then I tell myself, okay, I'm going to see all these words and all these words are going to make sense to me. I'm going to try to buy organic when I can. So I try to buy organic eggs, but if it's more than $8 for the organic eggs, I'm not going to do it. So that's
your cutoff.
My cutoff is $5.99 for 12 eggs organic. Nice. And if I can find that, I'm good. And if I can't find that, then I start going with like words like pasture-raised or words like hormone-free and things like that.
Why do you buy organic eggs? Like, what to you is the trade-off?
Because I think I should eat more organic food.
Okay, for what reason? What bad is happening to you from
I don't know.
Organic food?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's the Monsanto spraying of the things. I don't know what to tell you.
So organic is another delineation in the eggs. That means that it's eggs that have come from hens that have been fed an organic diet, and that doesn't have any requirements to outdoor access or space for hen. Yeah. There's actually so many layers to eggs and why people are buying them, right? If it's for the taste.
I'm not buying them for taste as much as
Do you think all eggs taste the same?
No, I don't. But I'm not buying them. I'm buying them for functional purposes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm making an omelet. Like I'm just putting them in recipes.
You don't want the best tasting eggs for your omelet?
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the best tasting meat and vegetables.
Prosciutto. A little prosciutto in that omelet. Kosher home Brazil.
I actually bought beef bacon and it was great.
Did you?
We
I love
do
that.
beef bacon in our omelets with veggies.
Yeah.
But like I don't find things like eggs and sugar and not milk. My milk at home is weird. But eggs I don't consider
Is it kosher?
No. I get David like organic 2% or whole milk and I get Fairlife. milk.
Fairlife.
So it's
I've been drinking
weird.
Fairlife, more protein.
I love Fairlife milk. But I like my eggs and my flour and my sugar, like those necessities. I think it's coming from like a cooking and culinary background. Like those are like all-purpose ingredients.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like
yeah.
those are my AP ingredients. Like they're gonna be fine no matter where they're from, no matter where I get. Like if they're from Smart and Final or if they're from Whole Foods. Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. You don't need to be spending top dollar on those things. So that's my mentality. Do I think that's the proper mentality? Probably not.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, my home is like, it doesn't, I don't care that much about it.
It's so funny because I will pay, this is wild, I'll pay $10. Vital Farms has been my favorite egg producer for a while. I think they have cool packaging. Not that like you should buy for the packaging, but like it is alluring. And I love the look and taste of their eggs. Happy Egg also does a really good job. They're all very, very expensive.
There was a period of time where Josh said the only eggs listen, he's like, I'm not a picky guy. All I want in the kitchen are single bite snack cakes.
Boom, did
And
it.
Vital Farms eggs. Remember that?
Vital Farms eggs. Also, we work for a cooking show. They look great on
They
camera,
look so.
dude.
They're
They look
always
so much
beautiful.
better.
You know how
Gorgeous.
shitty it is? I'm sorry. Do you know how crappy it is whenever you have one egg from like Ralph's and then one egg from Vital Farms and you crack them side by side because the recipe calls for 2 eggs?
Yeah.
And they're so different in color and the opacity of the albumin and all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I think the egg quality really, really differs. But I then, to save money and also it's just convenient, I'll get like the party packs of chicken?
Party packs?
Dude, this is still the cheapest meat in America you can get is at any mass market grocery store. You get what's called a party pack chicken. That is simply drumsticks and thighs, and the quality will be like some of the thighs are 3 times bigger than the other thighs. There's bone shards in some of them. Like I have to take a boning knife and like trim up each thigh before I marinate it. But I swear to God, when it's like on sale, you'll get a buy one get one free, and it nets out to like $2.39 a pound
must
for
be nice.
animal meat. It's crazy, yeah, kosher
must be
meat.
nice.
So I save money elsewhere, but something that I read from Serious Eats, Kenji López-Alt, another awesome food creator, writer, whatever you want to call him, chef. He owns a restaurant. I don't know if it's still around.
Just call him an
Seattle.
OG.
He's an OG. Kenji's an absolute OG.
Yeah.
Wicked smart. Does a lot of cool food testing. He designed an experiment where he took all different kinds of eggs. We didn't even talk about omega-3 fatty acids yet, but some eggs have added omega-3 fatty acids.
I love fatty acids.
These different kinds of eggs, and he scrambled them all the same, weighed out the egg, the butter, the salt, scrambled all the same ratio, and did a blind taste test. And he didn't tell people which eggs were which, but 50% of respondents said that all the eggs taste the same. They're just eggs. And then the other 50% generally ranked the yellower egg to be tastier.
Interesting.
Right?
Was it a blind taste test?
It was not blind. They didn't know which was which egg. But the yellower egg, but then what he did, smart man, put a couple drops of green food dye in each one and made them different hues of green.
Why green?
Because green would obscure the yellow.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so people could then not adjust for their sight difference, right? Like you draw a cartoon egg, it's going to have like a kind of darker, yellowy, eggier color.
Sure.
So after that number jumped to like 80% said they were all the same, and only 20% said they had preferences, and those preferences were very mixed.
Interesting.
And then he took the one last person who in their guessing was consistent that the pasture-raised, organic, whatever eggs were the best, and he gave them 2 eggs side by side. And he said, this is the pasture-raised egg. This is the, non-pasture-raised egg. Which one's better? And he lied to them, and then they picked the other one. So a lot of this is visibility and power of suggestion.
It's all power. It sounds so much like power of suggestion to me.
It's a lot of power of suggestion.
Yeah.
And then you come down to, if it's not about taste, if it's not about that actual visibility, like, yeah, what is it worth to you to give a hen the size of half this room?
Yeah.
I don't want things to suffer.
Yeah, of course.
But also, like,
we don't want things to suffer.
I don't know. There's a lot of them. We have a big industrial food supply. This is what happens when you live in cities. You know what I mean? Like, there's a necessary amount of suffering that has to happen if you want to eat animal products.
There's so much guilt in this podcast.
There's a lot of guilt.
There's so much guilt. I think what this podcast has turned into is me realizing I should be more conscious about the things that I do, and you just being a guilty man, just a guilty man.
I think I
just need to be more self-aware, and you need to express your guilt.
I think the guilt is ultimately me being disappointed in myself for not being a better person, honestly. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because I often preach, and I do believe this, that like your food choices they matter. Well, no, but it's not like a moral thing necessarily, right? Eating fast food every day does not make you a less moral person, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Everybody's just like trying to get by, trying to do the things that give them comfort that they can do within their budget because. Yeah, dude, $9 for a dozen eggs, that's nuts.
That is
Costco,
so much.
You get the 5 dozen Costco eggs, dude.
I was going to talk about like my mother-in-law, she always has like multiple Costco eggs and she always says take eggs and I'm like, "No, I don't want to eat Costco eggs."
Yeah.
But where do I get off saying like I'm going to get eggs for $5.99 whenever she's getting 18 eggs for $5? Like who am I?
I get that.
It's just the disassociation is just so grand when it comes to
and then why am I able to give grace to everybody else? And again, I truly believe that, but then not give the grace to myself?
Right. I think it's
here?
because eggs are such a blank slate item. Like all foods are neutral, right?
Yeah.
And they get dressed up in these cartons. Yeah. And you can decide what kind of carton you want to get because then at the end of the day, each egg is pretty much the same.
Oh, 100%. Right? Yeah. They're all the same.
They're all the same. They just go through different gradings and whatnot. But again, it's a literal chicken period. You're eating a chicken period, right? That's it. That's all it is.
You can say that scientifically confidently. I can't. I don't know what it is.
If you asked me to explain
what a period is, I couldn't tell you.
But regardless, like it's
uterine lining?
Yeah, shedding your uterine.
You shed uterine lining.
Shed it.
Interesting.
Shed it. But yeah, it's just past, like it's a chicken egg. It's an egg. That's all it is. And we've decided to give it so many different grades and so many different names and treat the hens a certain way and yada yada yada. But it's just an egg, man. Do what you can.
Like the most commonly eaten food in the world, too.
Yeah. And listen, if you don't eat eggs and if you're vegan, that's fine too. Like we live in a time where you can make an egg. I literally was on Instacart the other day and they had vegan eggs. They were hard-boiled eggs in a package made out of Challah namak, also known as black salt. And it was beautiful. Literally, they showed a picture of it, like the packaging, and then the egg itself split in half. And I'm like, holy crap, that is an egg. It's just incredible that we're living in like these times. It's very, very cool. Do you have a preference between white eggs and brown eggs or multicolored eggs?
But ladies has eggs.
Yeah.
Ladies has eggs, and that comes into play.
So we have ovaries.
And those aren't eggs. Those make the eggs.
And then every 28 to 32 days?
Yeah.
We pass an egg.
Just one, though?
Is it just one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Maggie's my gynecologist.
Single egg.
It's just one egg. But
chickens lay eggs. What's the normal rate
chickens
for
have
hens?
different cycles. Chickens don't have the same cycles as a human woman.
Ladies
mammals typically are like basically the same, but chickens is not mammals.
No.
Dinosaur.
Chickens is dinosaurs. How often are you laying eggs?
Me?
Yeah.
I release an egg once a month. Right,
nice,
Maggie?
You're like an album drop, like a Supreme drop.
I lay an egg once a month, and it hasn't gone through a grading scale necessarily.
You're relatively free range. I know you wish your apartment could be bigger,
you
but
call
like
me relative.
Yeah, you got a nice 2-bedroom.
Yeah, I could like download an app if I wanted
to. In the end, are expensive eggs worth it? Like nah, man, not at all, dude.
What if it's worth it to you? If it makes you feel better, if it makes you act better, if it makes you a better person, sure, buy an expensive egg. If buying a less expensive egg makes you a better person, makes you feel better for other factors, that's fine too. You know, our whole lives we've been told eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you. Eggs have high cholesterol, eggs have low cholesterol. Don't eat eggs anymore, eat 2 eggs a day. Eggs have been the subject of conversation for so long. Now, what I want to say is just eat eggs. They're delicious.
Yeah, eat the eggs, man.
They're delicious little balls of yum. I am craving a big slice of pizza and an ice cold Pepsi for lunch today.
Nicole, what if I told you have the power to make that happen?
I do?
Yeah, and you know how I know that?
Because you're real smart.
That's one of the reasons. The other reason is that I had the same dream that you had, except this was a couple days ago. We basically lived parallel lives, but I was craving an ice cold Pepsi and a big old slice of pizza, and I was at the airport, and I was coming back to LA, and so I really needed some food to get me through that last leg of the journey. And I was on the plane, and I opened my pizza, and the flight attendant came by, and I got the free chips, and I got an ice cold Pepsi Zero Sugar. And I will never forget this borderline spiritual experience of eating that spicy from the pepperoni, salty, chewy pizza, going to the crispy chips, and then resetting my palate with ice cold, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar, that perfect amount of acid to just cut through all that fat in your palate, and then back to the chewy pizza, crispy chip, refreshing Pepsi, chewy pizza, crispy chip, refreshing Pepsi, and it made the flight so much better. My lunch was absolutely saved.
I love story time with you, Josh. It's my favorite. But moral of the story is Pepsi makes your food taste better. Everybody knows that.
So grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar for your next meal, as food deserves Pepsi.
Hey, Josh, when you think of the holiday season, don't you think of gratitude and connection?
Nah, man, not at all. I think of being sedentary on the couch and eating a bunch of turkey till I feel sick. But hey, since you brought up gratitude and connection, I think a great way to connect with people is through a language. I grew up in Southern California. We grew up in Southern California.
Yep.
And somehow I still don't speak any Spanish. And I took classes in high school and it didn't really work for me. And now I don't speak any. But it is my absolute goal. We're pushing into next year, but I'm going to start right now of learning Spanish. And I think there's a great way to do that.
That's incredible. And is that way Rosetta Stone by any chance?
Gosh dang right it is. You get an amazing value with Rosetta Stone's deal. A lifetime membership with access to 25 languages. Languages like Dutch, Polish, French, and more.
It's an immersive program, so you really learn to speak your new language naturally.
With access to Rosetta Stone through the app and your desktop, you can learn anytime, anywhere.
So don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a short time, a Hot Dog is a Sandwich listeners can get a Rosetta Stone lifetime membership holiday special.
This offer won't last long. Visit rosettastone.com/hotdog. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life.
Redeem your holiday offer at rosettastone.com/hotdog today for yourself or as a gift that keeps giving.
Well, now it's time for a new segment where Nicole and I put our food trivia knowledge to the test. It's time for our very own trivia segment called
Yummy in My Tummy Got Some Trivia for You.
All right, Robot Maggie, throw that first question up there.
What is the only food that can never go bad?
That's a tough one. I have a couple. I have a guess.
I have a guess.
What's your guess?
Well, I remember, let me tell you something. So there was a Disney Channel thing where they would ask questions, like trivia questions when we were little kids. And then it had this really cool graphic that would say, one of them is flour, but not if you get it wet. But I'm going to say honey. Or sugar. Honey.
Peanut butter. I believe peanut butter can also last roughly indefinitely.
I'm going to say honey. I'm going to say sugar. I'm going to say...
Depends what you mean by go bad.
Honey? I'm going to say sugar.
I'm locking in peanut. I'm locking in
You got to
peanut
choose
butter.
one, Nicole.
Because salt.
Because one of them is the right answer.
Is salt
one of them
food?
is the right answer.
Salt isn't a
I'm
food.
going to go ahead and say... I'm going
to say that they are saying salt.
I'm going to say honey. I'm going to say
salt, but also peanut butter can last indefinitely.
The correct answer is honey.
Woo! Your girl's so
What
smart.
about salt?
Your girl's so beautiful. Your girl's so educated.
What about salt?
Your
Is
girl's
salt a
so
food?
good at this.
Is salt a food?
Is salt a food? Are you Googling if salt is a food? Ugh. Salt is a mineral.
I agree with that. Oh, no, you're right. Nicole, you got it.
I'm right.
You're good. You're so good.
Robot Maggie, time for the second question, please.
If you have megarocophobia, what are you afraid of?
Megarak phobia. Megarak phobia. What is fear of large breasts?
Megarachophobia. I'm going to say eggs.
It's megarak phobia.
I'm going to say eggs. No, because that'd be
Large
ovophobia. That'd be Megaraphobia.
Fear of large mommy milkers.
I don't have a guess.
The correct answer is an extreme fear of cooking.
Interesting.
So it's not big bazookas? Fear of big bazookas?
You asked for harder questions.
Megaraphobia. Interesting.
Let me see it.
Well, now we know it. Interesting.
I wonder what the root word is, because the root word threw me for a loop.
Me too. Never heard that root. That is interesting. Megaraphobia.
What type of food holds the world record for being the most stolen around the globe?
I have an answer. What is
Most stolen around the globe?
bread?
I'm going to say maple syrup.
The correct answer is cheese.
Cheese. Most stolen. Interesting. I'll tell you why, because there was a great. Here's my thought process behind maple syrup.
won.
You won. You won 1-0. My thought process behind maple syrup was there was a great maple syrup heist, and I was hoping that upped the average across the entire globe.
I was thinking of Jean Valjean.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, 3,000 tons of maple syrup were stolen in 2012.
So the largest amount of food stolen was maple syrup, but
Well,
not.
Maybe I don't know, but I was hoping that evened out across the entire globe.
I have information about the cheese. It is estimated that as much as 4% of the cheese produced around the world is stolen. That equates to as much as 90.6 million tons of cheese each year.
Why buy the cow and get the cheese for free? All right. Well, you know what that means, Nicole.
What?
Time for a little segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles.
You didn't even acknowledge the fact that I won.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy for you.
I would like to thank my mother and my father and Robot Meggie.
It was a team. A team win.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without my mom and dad.
I would like to blame God for me losing. A lot of
I also
people
wanna thank
God for winning, but I would like to blame him for me losing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Did I cut you off?
No, my nose feels weird on the inside.
I get it.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Lillian from Sacramento, California. And I left
Game
a message
show.
on your Twitter asking about opinion casseroles for Thanksgiving, but I doubt anybody's going to look at it. So I'm leaving you a voicemail
Smart,
too.
very smart,
I need
Lillian.
somebody to
Deleted
know
Twitter.
that my mother used to use ramen packets as seasoning in her Thanksgiving gravy with the turkey dressing.
So smart. So smart.
And one year, she used shrimp flavor.
So smart. That's probably
Let that
great.
sink in.
That's probably great.
I haven't spoken to her in 7 years. Love what you guys do. Have a great one. Bye.
Was it for the shrimp
I'm
seasoning, or
sorry.
did she do something else
I'm
bad?
sorry I haven't spoken to your mother, and that's really sad. And I hope one day your relationship could be fixed. And if it's not fixable, then I'm sorry. But I love the ramen
Smart.
in the food. Brilliant.
It's just a little packet of bouillon. That's what you would
just
season gravy with in general. And then the shrimp gravy, listen, I get how that would impart a little bit of a fishy flavor that you may not want, but.
It's just umami.
It's umami. I'm into that. I'm in for shrimp gravy. I might make a shrimp gravy for my turkey this year. That sounds smart.
Sounds really good.
Shalom Shabbat, Josh, Nicole, Maggie, everyone
Shabbat
else.
shalom
at
to
the
you, good
Mythical
homie.
Kitchen. My weird food opinion is that I have some leftover challah here, and I turned it into French toast. But I forgot I didn't have milk in the fridge, but I did have a tube of sweetened condensed milk.
Perfect.
I also didn't have cinnamon, but I had fresh ground nutmeg and Angostura bitters. And I tell you, I slapped that thing in a pan in my college dorm room here in Toronto, and oh boy, what a treat. Anyways, thanks guys. Have a good one.
That was cute. First of all,
The challah.
it's Shabbat Shalom, not Shalom Shabbat. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Other
that
way around.
Is that a Canadian thing?
I don't know. But and also it's Challah, not Challah. But it sounds
King
great.
Challah from the Black Panther franchise.
What?
King Challah, Chadwick
Is it
Boseman.
T'Challa?
Yeah.
It's T'Challa. I love your innovation and I love your creativity and I love that you're taking dorm room cooking to a brand new level.
What I love about this is in no way is that French toast. That ain't French toast at all.
Yeah,
But
it
what it
is.
is, I don't think so. There's no eggs in it. I don't know. I think what they've done though is created a new dessert entirely. Like, it's like Hong Kong brick toast.
Yeah.
Remember, I feel like that's what you've done, which is even cooler than making French toast. You're gonna get a lot of that caramelization on the sweetened condensed milk. That rules, man. I feel like I
Sounds
see
delicious.
young me inside you. not me. Never mind.
All right, this is going to be weird, but I think Josh might agree with it.
Thank you.
Scrambled eggs should not just be a breakfast food.
Agreed.
If you load them up with like cheese and bacon and whatever you want to put in and out of your fridge, guess what? That's a dinner food now. And I'm tired of getting weird looks because I want to eat scrambled eggs for dinner. Because whoever said they had to just be for breakfast?
Not me.
No one. No one said they should always be for, and in many cultures they're not.
But I love the term breakfast for dinner.
Same, it's fun. It's still fun.
I like saying that, and I love the action of making breakfast for dinner. But you can eat scrambled eggs whenever you want. You can have it in the morning. You can have it in the afternoon.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time.
Yeah, exactly. Same for scrambled eggs. Yeah, I love scrambled eggs.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime. Same with scrambled eggs. When the scrambled eggs are in your pan, you can have them anytime. I did this the other day. Didn't want to go grocery shopping, really hard up. We were about to leave for a weekend or something. I had 6 scrambled eggs. I had six of them to get 36 grams of protein, a little bit of kimchi fried rice, and I just put kimchi fried rice inside the the omelet, and that's a lovely meal.
I've had 5 eggs for breakfast a few times this week. It's a little bit gross, but I like it at the same time.
No, but I love eating eggs for dinner. Eggs are really one of my favorite foods, which is why I spend so much money on them, despite the fact that I could not tell the difference between them.
Hey, Josh and Nicole. My name's Will. I'm from Columbia, Missouri.
Hey.
And I get made fun of a lot for this one, but I eat the leaves on the strawberries. I just eat the whole thing whole. And, I get roasted quite a bit for that. I'd just like to hear what you think. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I won't be doing that, but you can do it. I don't think you're gonna get sick from it. Or like Josh was actually talking about the other day, how you should blend thyme sticks and the tops of peppers into marinades in order to extract the original delicious flavor. Is that what you were saying?
Well, the thyme sticks add texture. We're talking about making jerk chicken, and a lot of people would strip the thyme. Throw a whole bundle of thyme in there with the sticks, because then you blend that up, and the sticks are actually going to add texture to the outside and help it stick there.
Yeah. I will not be doing this because I don't know. I don't want to do that. But if I were picking them off the vine, if it's a beautiful summer strawberry and I'm I'm in France and I'm getting, what is it? Yeah, foie de bois. Is that
Fraise de bois.
Fraise de bois.
Fraise de bois.
If I'm getting some fraise de bois.
Fraise de bois.
You better believe that I'm going to be just chomping it and eating it whole. But for the grocery store strawberries, I don't need to.
Tell you what, Will, I'll make you a deal. Every strawberry I eat for the rest of my life is going to be leaves on. Because
He's lying.
No, I'm just saying we run through probably 2 pounds of strawberries a week in our house. I don't love them that much.
You guys are strawberry people?
Julia loves strawberries.
We don't eat a lot of fruits.
And I love eating fresh fruit. You don't eat a lot of fruits?
No.
Crazy.
I'm not a big fruit person.
We do like fresh fruit for dessert.
We're more of a vegetable household.
We do vegetables too. You don't have to pick. You can have the fruit and the veg,
I don't.
No? Well, you got to choose one or the other, fruits or veg.
Veg.
But I when you dice up strawberries, you're leaving so much fruit on there. You're probably losing about 5% on yield. Even if you nibble around it, you're still losing a lot. I'm starting eating the leaves, dude. There's no reason you can't eat the leaves.
If I see you eating a strawberry and throwing the leaves away, I'm going to tell him.
How many times have you seen that? We've worked together for 5.5 years. How many times have you seen me throw the leaf top of a strawberry away?
14 times.
14. You think you've seen it 14 times? Recall the last 3.
Okay. We had strawberries in-house recently, and you took a bite, and you left 4 of the leaves.
That's 1. You got 13 more.
I'm counting each strawberry as an event.
No, but I agree. It's one of those
fine.
things. Well, I'll tell you what. Eating kiwi skins,
Oh!
I don't do that.
I don't do that.
I don't play that.
I mean, I could do it. It's probably really good for fiber and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it makes my kiwis taste worse, and I've been eating a lot of kiwis. We run through about 2 pounds of strawberries and about 8 kiwis per week in our house.
I like kiwis. I need to eat more kiwis.
I like them, dudes. The Zespri yellow kiwis.
Oh, I love yellow kiwis.
God, change the effing game. Drop that acid a little bit. Probably increase some of that beta carotene production in there.
Love
a little bit sweeter, more floral, fragrant.
Really good.
Fudge a dudge, man. What a time. Yeah, I'm not going to eat the leaves. Well, on that note, thank you so much for stopping by. A hot dog is a sandwich. Will's friends stopped bullying him for his personal choice. We're like Joey Swole, but for food.
I don't know who Joey Swole is.
Oh, you know Joey Swole? Gym content. Oh, we got new episodes.
If you want to be featured on Opinions or like Casseroles, give us a ring and leave a quick message at 833-DOGPOD1. The number again is 833-DOGPOD1.
And if you like watching us on video, I got a little pitch for you. We make other videos.
We sure do.
We call them what?
Content.
Yeah, but do they even name the other videos?
What?
You know what I mean? Like, they're watching the Hot Dog is a Sandwich podcast right now. What do we call our other videos?
Daddy, I want to know.
Watch all the stuff we make, please. See y'all next time.